Bumper antenna for this Santa Fe, and when I check the wiring diagram, it tells me this is the raw antenna bumper. So I'll go and check power and ground, but before that, this is a fault code, and it's a hot fault, so when you raise it, it doesn't go. It could be that the antenna is faulty, or maybe there is wiring connection somewhere. So I'll go and check that one, but before that I'll try and activate the antenna and see rear bumper antenna. So ignition is off and start. So that means it's one time. So I'll stop it and go to the rear and see if I'll get any voltage, any output voltage over there. Bumper out. And what I'll do now is I'll connect my to the wires. So this is the rear bumper antenna, and I don't know if the antenna is faulty or not, so I'll connect them to it, then 0, then I'll command it and see if it will change any. So for me to verify that this fault is from the antenna or it is from the antenna, now I'll stop this, and I've set my scope up so that I can be able to identify. So you can see now on the scope, this is the reason why you don't need multimeter, because the multimeter couldn't help me to identify it. So I went in for the scope, and now let me start and see if the control unit is sending signal to the antenna. So you can see that it's sending signal pulses to the antenna. So I think this one comes up every 5 seconds or something. So you can see it pops up, which tells me that the antenna is faulty. So now I'm good to say the antenna is faulty and we need to replace the antenna. So I'll speak to the customer about it, and when he's ready we change the antenna. So with this signal, I'll be able to say I have to change the antenna. So I'll do that. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. So I'll speak to the client when it's ready for us to change the antenna. We'll do that, and maybe I'll make a video out of it. But for the scope, you can see it keeps popping up, and I can change the time, or I can even change the time to get it more on the screen to see. So that means it appears twice. So you can see it appears twice. So even with the time base that I've set for my scope, you can see that now it appears twice. So this tells me that the thing is working. So you can see the 2 lines that comes in. So it sends those signals. Let me check my trigger and see. So I'll speak to the client about it, they will know what to do. To verify, I'm doing antenna 3, which is this antenna, to see the signal that I'll be getting on the scope. So we'll start it, and because the antenna itself is connected, so now let me disconnect the antenna and see. Okay, so now that the antenna is disconnected, let me check. Now that the antenna is disconnected, let me start again and see the voltage I'll be getting. If the voltage is not right, then I have to see to it. Let me change my voltage. Change my voltage on my scope. Then let me change my time base. Change my time base. See the kind of signal that I'll be getting. So at 10 volts, okay, let me switch the pins out and see. This is the kind of signal that I'm getting. So what I'll do is plug it slightly in and see the kind of signal that I'll be getting. Okay, change my time base a bit. And my voltage is up to 10, so I can't do anything about it. So change the voltage slightly a bit and see. And this is the signal that I'm getting. So what I'll do is I'll find for a relay to see the output of the sensor. What I've done is I've added an attenuator to it to reduce the voltage, because the other one, the voltage was very high. So I've added an attenuator to it to reduce the voltage, and I've also connected to a relay to test the ignition pulses, if the antenna is really working. And you can see that the relay is also giving me the same signal as the control, as the system is being. So you can see that the relay is also giving me the same signal. So with this one, what I'll do now is I'll connect the antenna here to it and see if it will work, and if it will work the same way that this one is working, because they look alike. So I'll do that and I'll speak to the customer. If it is the antenna, then we have to change it. If it is the wiring, then I have to continue on my job. So now I'm checking it on this antenna, and it looks like the antenna is working. It's giving me the feed that I need. So you can see, to know that the antenna is working, it will be from the relay. So when I take the relay out, you can see there is no signal. So this is the relay. But when I send it close to the antenna, then it starts to give me the signal, which tells me that the antenna is working. So I just have to check my wiring from that side and see why when I fix it to that side it's not working. So I'll do that and see if I'll get any other feed or any other signal. After further diagnosing, you can see it is active now. Internal antenna 2 is active now, which means this antenna is disconnected. So I'll connect the real one, which is this one, to it and see if it will go to history. Okay, so now that I've connected it to it, I'll go to read the system, to reread the fault and see if the fault will go to history. Yeah, it has disappeared. That means this antenna is working. So I have to check the wiring properly before I make a request for editing. So now I have to check the socket and see if there is any issue with it. And you can see the yellow that I was testing. I don't know, that's the only yellow in the cables, and it looks like it has an open wire here. This wire is torn from the yellow wire, so I'll just remove everything and trace and see why it's behaving that way. Then I'll know it's a wiring issue. The antenna is not faulty, the antenna is okay, so I'll know what to do. So measuring the resistance in the antenna, you can see it's almost 0.4 ohms. That means there is no resistance. So let me check this one. This is the one that is working, and now I'm certain that both of them are working. So let me check also the resistance in this, and should give me the same range. So that means it's the same range, 0.5 0.4 ohms. So that means the antenna is good, and I have to come to my wiring and check everything again. So I'll do that, trace and see where the actual problem is. So after pulling it out, this is what I've seen. They missed the pin, so I think maybe it's a mistake here. So what I'll do is I'll join these two wires to the antenna and see if the fault will go. If the fault goes, then I have to join a wire and bring it close to this side so that the antenna will be at its position. So I'll do that. I'll test on these two wires, because it looks like those two wires are separate, because some of the wires goes to this side and the other goes to the other side. So these are the two wires which are not being used, only one is being used. So I'll do that connection again and see if the fault code will go. The moment the fault code goes, then that means that's my issue. Now what I'll do is I'll join these two wires together. Let me connect it to the scope now. It started and the scope is on. So now I've connected it to the scope and now it is working. So you can see the signal being sent and you can see the connection also. So the relay is lying on it and the connection. So now what I can do is I can reduce the voltage because I'm using an alternator. So now what I'll do is I'll reduce the voltage. Let me increase it. So you can see that it matches with the one on it, and now I can call it a fix. So I'll redo these wires and I'll call it a fix. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. So everything is done successfully. This is what you get. It changes a while, then it goes off, then changes. So this will tell you that there is signal being sent when the sensor is connected and the sensor is okay. So let me disconnect the sensor and see if we still be getting those voltages, and you can see that those voltages are reading. Then after a while it goes to 4.5 or 3 volts. So you see it here. So you see the way the multimeter will be reading, then it jumps. It's repaired. The wire is repaired and the sensor will be around this side. So I'll tie it around this side. Then I'll call it a fix. But for now there is no fault code again. So now go back and read the fault code. There should be no fault code. Yeah, so it's fixed. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more videos.